So guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video, and we're here because of course this is obviously the review. Borough versus Blackburn took place yesterday, Ewood Park, and he could have gone better. Yeah, it could have gone better for us to an extent. Do you know what I mean? Borough could have won the game, but we didn't. I lost 1-0. Danny Graham penalty was what basically caused a defeat in the end. It's difficult, isn't it, this one? It's difficult really because we're 3 games into the season and now the fans are divided. If they weren't divided before, they are divided now. A lot of people want Woodgate out at this stage and a lot of people don't. I'm one of them that doesn't. I don't want him out. I always said from day one that I'll always give him the full length of his contract. Being that it's his first managerial job, he's never managed a team before. Plus, it isn't really his team. Yeah, at least give him a few transfer windows to at least get rid of some of the players that he doesn't want, bring the players that he does want. Of course, this season he's brought in a few, but he hasn't brought them all in. I'm pretty sure. I said, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure he's got more sort of players in his mind than on paper that he wants to bring into Borough. And at the minute, obviously, them players aren't here. So when people are saying Woodgate out, I think it's a little bit daft. And I know it's people's opinion, and I think it's a little bit silly that people are saying Woodgate out at this point where we're 3 games into the season. I get that Woodgate, I get that Huddersfield just sat their manager, but we're not Huddersfield, do you know what I mean? We are the Borough. And the manager that was obviously at Huddersfield, I'm sure he's managed teams in the past, etc. But going away from Huddersfield, I'm just saying, that's what kind of people are trying to compare it to, and you can't really compare the two together. Huddersfield managers managed teams before, Woodgate hasn't. Woodgate's always been like an assistant, or he's been a player, or he's been a scout at one point in Liverpool. That's the kind of background he's got. So when people are saying Woodgate out, I find it completely just daft. I mean, listen, we have to stay behind the manager. As much as the results aren't happening right now, they are going to come in time. You've got to understand it's a brand new philosophy, obviously, you know what I mean, brand new philosophy for the players. Last season they had Pulis, and they obviously had to try to adapt it to the way that he wanted the game to be played. But now we've got good Woodgate in, and yeah, okay, it's frustrating. Yesterday I watched the game, do you know what I mean? Even though I wasn't able to go to the game, I did watch the full 90 minutes. The first half for me was very, very dull. We did very little, if anything. Our first shot on target came on the 44th minute from a midfielder through Johnny Howson. To be fair to him, do you know what I mean? Listen, it came close, but of course, you know what I mean, it wasn't close enough. Ashley Fletcher had a shot in the first half, it went wide. I thought Marvin Johnson was having a bit of joy down the wing. Not a lot, like loads, but he was having a bit of joy down the wing, but nothing really much was happening. Overall, the first half was rubbish, of course. That's when Blackburn scored. Cross came in, I think it was Jack Steele at the back. Pulled Danny Graham's shirt. I mean, listen, you don't have to pull his shirt, but he did. It was either Danny Graham or Bradley, that one of them, man. But you know what I mean, they both got the same haircut, so I think I got confused which one's who. Either way, Danny Graham stepped up, sent Randolph the wrong way. They went 1-0 up. Went to the break at half time, 1-0, and I thought, okay, our first shots came in the 44th minute. Joke. Hopefully, second half, something happens. Hopefully, second half, it improves. We came up for the second half in the first 5 minutes. Do you know what I mean? We sort of like put Blackburn on sort of like the back foot, if you like. We did get on the ball a little bit. We were trying to cause a few sort of attacks, a few problems towards their back line. Nothing really happened. Do you know what I mean? Listen, Blackburn made it difficult for us. Mowbray said before the game that he was going to make it difficult for us. Exactly what they did. Overall, the game went on. They came close. I mean, they could have had another 2 if they wanted. Do you know what I mean? They could have ended up 3-0. Someone should put the Hoover on, so I apologise. But overall, the game ends 1-0. Blackburn get the 3 points. We go away getting 1 point out of the last 3 games. Not that the Carabao Cup, and I know the picture right now that's getting painted. It isn't brilliant, it isn't fantastic. 1 point out of the last 3 games. Not that the Carabao Cup early. This picture that Woodgate's trying to paint, and I mean, listen, the whole league table and everything else, doesn't look fantastic, but you know what I mean? Things are going to get better. And as a Borough fan, I'm sure there's other Borough fans watching this, that, you know what I mean? Listen, we've been through the bad times with Borough. Okay, the bad times might continue and good times are going to come, but the good times are going to come, and especially this season. There's no point writing off the season early. People saying, oh, relegation fight and all this. People, we're 3 games into the season. Like, we're still in the month of August. Just relax a little bit, you know what I mean? Listen, there's plenty more football to get played. The early days sort of memo thing may as well get written off by the end of August. Because therefore listen, by the end of August, it's no longer early days, you know what I mean? That's when it starts getting serious from that month onwards. But overall, I say I'm confused. I think there's a bit of confusion with the whole Woodgate out. Do you know what I mean? Ever since he took the job, ever since he went to Brentford at home and got beat 1-0, That's all people keep saying, we'll get out, and I don't agree with it. Listen, I don't like it, but listen, it's people's opinions, and listen, people's opinions can't be changed. I mean, listen, it's their opinion, that's why it is an opinion. For me, in my opinion, Woodgate, I'm going to stay behind him the full length of his contract. Well, listen, for however long he's here for, I'm going to stick behind him. But lad, first managerial job, it's going to be difficult for him. Do you know what I mean? Listen, he's never ever managed a team before, and it's so difficult for him, I'm sure. But he's trying to get it right every single week. Do you know what I mean? Listen, he's saying he's getting it right inside the training ground, while the pitch is a little bit different. The teams that we're going to go up against, listen, it's always going to be a tough game for us. Our league position at the minute, yeah, it isn't great. Bottom 3. Of course, it isn't fantastic. 3 games in. Hopefully, by the end of the season, Borough are in the bottom 3. Do you know what I mean? That's what I hope for. But do you know what I mean? Listen, come May, we have to see exactly what happens. As I say, you know what I mean? The start of the season, it hasn't been fantastic. Borough fans out there, it hasn't been great. It's nothing that none of us wanted. Do you know what I mean? Luton away was fantastic. Do you know what I mean? The away, just like the way we played, attacking, the pressing, Brentford in the first half. And to be honest with you, I agree with a lot of Borough fans. Since that Brentford first half, we haven't seen it. Do you know what I mean? We haven't seen this attacking presence play. Yesterday, the whole pressing game wasn't there. I didn't see no pressing yesterday at Blackburn. I didn't see no attacking sort of intensity. I didn't see it. We looked dull. We looked rubbish. The first half was boring, and I nearly fallen asleep watching it. And it just took me back to the Crew game. When the Crew game, the first half, again 2-0 down. And this one 1-0 down, we're boring. It seems like whenever we go 1-0 down at the minute, our heads drop, and it isn't the case. I mean, it doesn't have to be that way. Surely there can be someone on the pitch apart from the captain that can surely, you know what I mean, cheer up the lads and hopefully get them motivated. It's going to be a tough old season. There's some fantastic teams in this league this season, and as already said in the past, you know what I mean, the Championship is the hardest league to get out of, and it's proven why. I mean, look at today's results. Reading beating Cardiff 3-0. Who would have seen that one coming? It's a rock hard league. It's an unpredictable league, and things are going to happen. It's going to be one hell of a roller coaster, man. So make sure that you buckle yourself up, because this roller coaster is going to be absolutely mental with a few loop-de-loops in it, I'm sure. I said, you know what I mean? But we have to go on to Tuesday night now. Wigan Athletic at home. We have to get 3 points against Wigan. Wigan, again, an unpredictable team away from home and at home. They can often beat you or they can surprise you with a draw. But it has to be 3 points on the mind of the Borough players. Jonathan Woodgate, the backroom staff, the assistants, everybody there. It has to be 3 points on Tuesday. There can't be a draw. We can't drop points. In the month of August now, we have to get maximum points, surely, or somewhere near there. What would you take out the next couple of games? Would you take 7 points out of them, maybe? Would that be a win against Wigan, a win against Millwall, maybe it's a draw against Bristol City away? Would you take 7 points out of the 9? Let me know, Borough fans. But the minute, as I've already said, it isn't fantastic. I can understand the frustrations of Borough fans. I'm frustrated myself. I'm sure the players are frustrated. I'm sure the manager's frustrated. Because things aren't happening that, you know what I mean? Things aren't happening that we know that can happen. And watching yesterday's game, we're a lot better than what we played yesterday. We all know this. I'm sure the players know. I'm sure everybody around Borough, the dude Borough knows that we're a lot better than what's going on at the minute. We need to bring back the way we played against Luton, that attacking just the attacking presence, the pressing, the defending. Okay, yeah, it wasn't spot on. I know we conceded 3, but the way that we went forward was absolutely unbelievable. We need to bring that back. Do you know what I mean? Listen, we've seen it in the first half against Brentford. It needs to return, not only for Wigan, but throughout just like, you know what I mean, throughout the rest of the season. It has to come back. Do you know what I mean? We have to see it. And overall, just hopefully things get better. But listen, man, you know what I mean? Listen, stay behind the Borough, stay behind Woodgate. I know times are hard, Borough fans. I know it's difficult the minute to even say, do you know what I mean? These things I'm trying to say, but let's just try and keep positive. It hasn't been a fantastic start to our season. But I seen the stat yesterday. I said Steve McLaren lost his first 4 games with Borough and then took us on to win some silverware. So who knows? FA Cup might be coming over. Listen, you never know. But no, listen, on a serious note, things have to get better. Do you know what I mean? We know this. Things have to get better. Yesterday was, for me, it was appalling. It really was poor. There was nothing in it for us. As much as we tried. One shot in the 44th minute. If that's your first shot on target to come in near of half time, it ain't good enough. And I'm sure Woodgate knows, I'm sure them players know, I'm sure they're getting drilled into them every single day at training. We need to improve. It needs to happen quickly, because teams around us are starting to win, and Borough in the bottom 3. And I'm just hoping that hopefully these next 3 games, listen, I'd take 7 points out the next 3 games. What would you take, Borough fans? Comment down below. Things have to improve. Simple as that. Yesterday was absolutely shocking, man. I can't get over how bad it was. Both, that's the last time we see a performance that bad in this season. Let's go on to Wigan. Let's stay positive. The preview for Wigan will be out tomorrow. The match day vlog will be out Tuesday night. And of course, the review will be out Wednesday. We'll have a public video coming out on Friday for you all. Of course, a preview for our next game against Millwall on the Saturday will be out on Saturday morning. But yeah, people, as always, like, comment, share and subscribe. And I'll see you very, very soon. Up, brother.